AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
And Kendrick Perkins and ESPN were clapping back at Charles Barkley for blaming Tom Thibodeau. And we'll get to that right now. Barkley blaming Tibs for all the injuries and the Knicks. Just basically kicking the Knicks while they're down.
Knicks look exhausted. The TNT guys say the coach of the Knicks is the reason. Listen.
No matter how tough the Knicks are, everybody gets tired, especially when you're playing against guys who are fresh.
I understand that, but we all know Thibodeau. He ain't going to change now.
Yeah, but listen, man.
He ain't going to change now.
Yeah, but the Knicks going to pay for it in the long run. That's not right. This is the same stuff we just talk about in Chicago. As a coach, you have to learn from your mistakes. You just can't run guys in the ground. You're going to get hurt. That's why guys get hurt or tired. You can't play like that in the playoffs.
So those are the opinions that a lot of people have as they have watched this series and this team. But with the entire new audience joining us here at the top of the new hour, Big Perk, do you agree with what Charles and Shaq were saying?
Hell no. Hell no. I mean, what is Tibs supposed to do? I mean, let's be honest. He's missing 4 of his key guys, Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, OG Anunoby, and Bogdanovich, right? The Knicks was set up. They had depth when it comes down to the trades that they made at the trade deadline. But at the end of the day, he got to rock out with his guys. I think he did a great job of bringing in Alex Burke. We see McBride, right, this postseason getting extended minutes. We also see Precious Achiuwa getting an opportunity here. He even went to Jericho Sims. I mean, the last couple of games, he got him some minutes in. The thing with Tom Thibodeau, especially when you're a guy that's deep on the bench, if he give you 1 minute, you got to give him a reason to give you 2 minutes. And then you got to give him a reason to give you 4 minutes. That's how Tibbs is built. But when it comes down to the big 3, and I'm talking about Jalen, Dante, and Josh Hart, I mean, their identity is a perfect marriage to the coach.
Pacers get.
So that's what Kendrick going, clapping back to Charles Barkley. There is more I got to get to because Monica McNutt is up there, but I don't want to ruin the rhythm. And like you said, Flea, I think pointing to, and I'm the Tibbs critic on here, and I ain't holding back. Pointing to Tom Thibodeau for the injuries, that's crazy. That's number one. Number two, again, we know Barkley and them don't watch the Knicks. For you to come out of nowhere and say these injuries came from Tom Thibodeau, the way they rotate, no. Like Alan Hahn made a great tweet about Charles Barkley,
Barkley played 45 minutes a game in the 93 NBA Finals stretch. Marley played like 45 minutes a game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at this. Like, what are we talking about right now?
Yeah, Barkley, they made the Knicks core average 45 minutes per game. Marley 44 minutes. Kevin Johnson 40 minutes a game. And I think that points to that, right? But to me, where Barkley messes up at, and all these guys, and Alan Hahn dropped the ball, in my opinion. Barkley's an MVP. He was the MVP that season. Kevin Johnson's a two-way point guard at that time, and Dan Marley, he's a two-way player, but he's the third, fourth best guy on that roster because the guy, I forgot who the guy was sniffing coke back then. He had to sit down. They like Richard Dumas. I'm sorry, Richard Dumas. And they had Sabalos. That's the reason why Barkley could play 45 minutes. He's an MVP. Brunson can't. He's by himself. If OG's playing 45 minutes, if Randall was out here, he would play 45 minutes. I'm okay with those guys playing 45 minutes. Josh Hart cannot be playing 45 minutes. He just can't. He's not Charles Barkley. He's not Jalen Brunson. He's not Kevin Johnson. He's not Julius Randle. I don't expect him to be an MVP caliber guy. That's my problem with this, and it's always been my problem with this. My argument gets derailed when someone like Barkley, who does not watch the game, argues in the wrong fashion. Bro, it ain't because forget the injuries. I'm talking about we're about to play the Indiana Pacers. They play 9-10 guys. The bench and the starters play at the same pace. We don't have our guys fully loaded. Mitchell Robinson is hobbling. we have to approach this differently. If we don't have the same personnel, how are you approaching the game the same way with different players? That makes no sense to me. It just doesn't. But it gets lost because they argue it in a way where it's like, bro, I'm not even saying any of that. You can't blame the injuries on him. Julius Randle, when he went down, yeah, we were up 17. But that would have happened to Julius Randle in 5 minutes into the game because that's how he plays. So much so that when he dropped, when he fell, I was like, oh, he might get back up because he always does that. So all these injuries, it don't make sense to me. But that has nothing to do with the fact that I've always disagreed with Tom Thibodeau's rotations since the Philly series. Can't nobody deny me on this. I've been complaining about this. And that's my problem with this. It gets lost with these people. But shout out to Monica McNutt and shout out to Alan Hahn because the New York Knicks takeover is here, by the way. Let's not forget that. On the low, the Knicks took over ESPN. Like, everybody talking all this nonsense
about time. About time.
The hell over.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm over Charles Barkley and Shaq. Like, it's evident they don't like the Knicks. It's clear as day they don't watch the games, and all they do is sit and wait for an opportunity to kick you while you're down. Because how do you go from Shaq saying, I haven't seen a run like this since Allen Iverson, who we know played heavy minutes and laid his body on the line for the game, Charles Barkley saying this might be the greatest free agent signing of all time, to now all of a sudden, because we got blown out by 40, this is Tom Thibodeau's fault. Help me out. What is he supposed to do? These are the playoffs. This is not regular season games. So are we expecting Sims and Burks and guys that we don't even know that's on the bench to play 15?
You heard what he said?
Nah, can't hear you. No.
You heard what he said? He said, this is the playoffs. You can't be playing guys high minutes. When do you play guys high minutes? Every possession matters. Every game matters. Now is the time to have the guys out there that you're going to ride or die with. Now is not the time to figure out rotations. Now is not the, like, you have to do that because the injury bug hit you. But in April and May, you should not be figuring out what your 7 to 8 man rotation is. That's insane. Not a good team. Let me say that. Not a good team. A good team, a 2 seed, a team that won 50 games this season should not be figuring out what the rotation is come playoff time. He should be making adjustments per what's going on in the series, but by no means should he be going completely away from what worked all season long.
But I don't think this is what worked all season long because Mitchell Robinson wasn't there all season long. So when we got him back, it's like, okay, against Philly, he's back, but there's no way he should be playing 15, 20, 30-minute games, in my opinion. Like, you're really testing the limits, and I don't think you should do that when Ochoa was just proved everything. All right, give him 5-10 minutes. Let's see what he does with Embiid.
So then what's the goal? Are we trying to max out this team? Are we saying Eastern Conference Finals and that's it? What's the goal? Because if we got a goal, right? If there's a goal in mind, then we need to be doing everything we can to maximize everybody we have to get to the goal that we're trying to achieve. If championship is the goal, certain games we got. A big reason why we were able to get out that Philly series is because of Mitchell Robinson and his defense on Joel Embiid. Regardless of Joel going off and being the MVP, all-time great player that he is, Mitch played a hell of a series against that dude before he got hurt. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like Thibodeau is in a position where he's got to play with what he's got. It's a shit hand. It's a shitty hand, but you got to play the hand you dealt at this point.
I get it, but again, it's been a part of his reputation to go.
But see, and that because it's a part of his reputation, I think that's easy to just attach to the situation. And
it's easy for someone like lazy like Barkley to do it. It's easy for someone like lazy like Shaq to do it. Yes, I agree with that. But again, that's if you're arguing with them. Mm-hmm. If you're arguing with them, I can't argue with them because they're blaming injuries on them. I'm not blaming injuries on them. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what I've been talking about. Since the playoffs started, bro, why isn't Achua? After the first game, I said, why isn't Achua in the game? That's crazy. Embiid is out there. Embiid should have no shot. He cannot go. He cannot move the way he wants to. Hartenstein can't guard him. And even if he could, the refs ain't letting him guard him. I'm seeing it. Even if he could, he doesn't keep his hands up. I'm seeing it. After game 1, Sean Bernard, shout out to him. He was on here, said the same thing. Yo, I'm surprised I didn't see pressures out there. Like that. So it's not like I'm being inconsistent. It sucks that I have to go. These are the guys that now you want to join me. Nah, man, get out of here, Charles. We've been said that. And let's not forget, you guys might be out of here. Just in case we forget, Bill Simmons is saying they're done. He's confirming that the NBC deal is in play. Yeah. Bill Simmons said that the NBA's new media deal with NBC has been agreed upon and expects to be announced after the playoffs. Shout out to Legion Hoops. They're saying RIP inside the NBA. And a part of that is, you know, they might bring back inside the NBA, but just to cover that real quick, Ernie Johnson is tied to TNT and he's not leaving contractually. Charles Barkley has an out. He can opt out of the contract if the NBA doesn't re-sign with TNT. So he's saying, yo, if
all three of them are structured the same way. Him, Kenny, and Shaq.
But the most important thing is Ernie and Charles, because if Ernie stays with TNT and that they're trying to bring that show to NBC, and Charles is like, well, if Ernie ain't going, I ain't going. There's no more inside the NBA. That's a new show. That ain't the same dynamic. We don't want to see that. We would love to see that music, NBC music with inside the NBA. That would be crazy. But so it looks like it's the end of inside the NBA. Oh boy, I put the report up that Bill Simmons is reported that after the playoffs they're gonna announce NBC got the NBA rights and inside the NBA is gone. But it sucks that they're the guys trying to join me in my fight with my problem with Tibs. I ain't talking about no injuries. You work with what you got. Yes. Last game is let's get to that. Try to zip the drip. That ain't Tibs' fault, man. And like, what could they have done? There's nothing. Like, you showed up. Brunson is not himself.
We missed 23s.
Yeah,
they shot 60-something%. Like, it was a bad game. It was just a bad game.
And hold on, and Indiana shot how, like, this guy was hitting step back 3-pointers all ball with 2 guys on him.
Bad game.
Can I ask y'all a question? Who is Tibs playing instead of Josh Hart? If Josh Hart ain't playing all those minutes, who's coming off the bench and is going to have the effect on the game like Josh Hart? Please,
see, but I don't look at it. I don't look at it that way. You like
should though.
No.
How you don't look at it that way?
Because how you gonna who in the NBA is bringing what Josh Hart brings to the NBA? What are we talking about right now? No. Well, of course we can. Of course we can. Because if nobody can replace Josh Hart right now,
brother,
we don't have anybody on our bench or anybody else's bench that can replace Josh Hart.
We're talking. We're talking about the Knicks. What I'm saying is, when we playing Hart, DiVincenzo, Brunson, so-called too many minutes, give me the legit backup guys, the reserves that's doing half of what they can do.
During the 76ers series, they should have played 2 or more. Ben said that. Mitchell Robinson missed 1 game. We played 6 games. We played a total of 10 games.
But that's not
bro, I just did. I just said Achua should have played more in the Philadelphia 76ers series. He didn't. You could have subbed him out and played Bogdanovich more, whatever.
We beat Philly in 6. Hold on.
You hold on, but you know how I feel about that. So again, if you want to argue with Charles Barkley, go right ahead. I've been said we should have swept them or beat them in 5. No way around that. And it's because you didn't sub them out the right way. Mitchell Robinson would have been playing 1 or 2 more extra games against the Pacers. He played 7 games in the playoffs, bro. Wow. Josh Hart could have easily sat down for Burks for one of these guys. He just could have. I don't care if it's 3 or 4 minutes. That makes 0 sense to me. The Sixers were hobbled. You telling me the Pacers are stopping us from doing what? I don't get that part. And again, this is all coming out because game 4 was horrible. I cannot blame this on Tom Thibodeau. Or they were done. They were flat.
The Pacers, and I'm gonna disagree with the both of y'all. The Pacers are a better team than I think we're giving them credit for.
Hold on, Fleet. Wait, Fleet, stay there. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead, OG.
We're not gonna do that. When the Philadelphia 76ers series was over, I was on here and I was on my platform saying this Indiana Pacers series is going to be better than what people giving it out to be. And I said I won't be surprised if it goes 7 games. They are a carbon copy of us. I'm sorry, Flea, but I just want to say that.
I mean,
you didn't start the show saying that.
Yeah,
You said that they suck. That's what you started the show with.
They're a championship-led coach, right? Carlisle is championship pedigree, right? He comes from that. He's a championship-level coach. They have a guy on that team right now that has won a championship within the last 5 years, in Pascal Siakam, right? He's a younger player, but he's played on that level. They got a great young point guard and Tyrese Halliburton. His biggest fan is on the screen with us right now in Fabian Perspective, right? So, like, we got to stop acting like the Indiana Pacers are not a good basketball team. They're a good team. They're just we didn't play well. We didn't play well game 4. I think we're a better team. I feel like we're a better team. They're not. I don't think they're as good as us. I think we're a better team. I think we're a tougher team. I think we're a little more experienced team. I think we're a hungrier team. So all of those play into what we're doing. But we don't have the personnel. It just is what it is. You could cut this however you want to cut it, Fabian. That is a great question to ask you. If you would like Josh Hart to play less minutes, if you would like when Mitchell Robinson was playing, play less minutes, if you would like to see Brunson get a blow, DiVincenzo get a blow, who are you playing in those minutes and still be in position to win playoff games, not regular season games, playoff games?
Okay, so now now let's get even more specific. Playoff games against these Pacers, which I said from the beginning.
What? It's the playoffs, bro.
Oh, nah,
everybody is desperate right now.
And this is the same. And this is the same mentality that Tibs got from the 1990s. I'm gonna play the same 7 guys, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm gonna break your feet. Mitchell Robinson. I don't care if you had surgery. Guys. No, he didn't, because he had an 8-man rotation in the first round, bro. In the first 2 games, he did that. Then he went away from it. I'm telling you what I saw. Then Then when Mitchell Robinson finally broke his foot in half, you put Achua in there. Achua and OG Anunoby locked and beat up, and then we never saw Achua again in the series. What is Thibodeau doing? Do not tell me that I'm bugging. So to say Thibodeau has no culpability is crazy. When going into the series, I said, okay, the Pacers are who they are, the number 1 offense in the league. The bench and the starters play the same exact pace. Who do you bench Josh Hart for? What he's doing right now? Did he play 48 minutes yesterday? Did he play 48 minutes the game before?
It's a shame how you don't realize how we got here. Got here.
Oh my God! No. It's a shame. It's a shame that you asked me a question. He did exactly what I said after game 2. Now all of a sudden I'm bugging when he said, okay, maybe 40 minutes is too much. I'm going to put Alec Burks in the game for once against a team who can't defend, and he's 6'6" and could get anywhere against the Pacers. At least he's trying. Give him 5-10 minutes. What's the problem with that?
Hold on. Let me ask y'all a question. So this is what's comical to me. Not us, but the whole basketball world picked Philly to beat New York. Did I hear anybody complaining about minutes? Exactly. Let me finish. Let me finish. We get to Indiana. Did Tom Thibodeau have a reason to play Burks in games 1 and 2?
Yes. I know you were asking me that. There's no way possible you asking me that. There's no way possible you asking me, did he have a reason to play Burks and Achua more after that Philly series? Especially going into a series against a guy who plays 9 or 10 other players throughout the whole game. Halliburton is hobbled. They're gonna have to fill in for him. This is what they've been doing going into the series. I don't care if he's Alec Burks.
Milton should be playing right now.
I don't care about Shake Milton. I'm talking about Alec Burks and Precious Achua. I don't care about that guy. I'm talking about Alec Burks and Mitchell Robinson.
The rest of bench.
Because you have
you want Achua in the game so bad. I told you I love Precious. Y'all know I love Precious, but I don't care what anybody says. Tibbs is a damn good coach. We did not get where we are without him, and I trust his judgment on a lot of things. That we are here for. Find me another coach that's going to get us to where we are with what we had this year. Find me another one. So for you to be questioning whether he should be playing Precious more, it's like,
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.